Hello everyone and welcome to this month's Qubit Tech Talks. Today I'm here with my colleague Ron Trepton. He's one of our network security engineers. He's got the longest tenure of a network security engineer here at Qubit. Ron and I are worked together a long time, good friends, and good stuff. So today we're going to talk about Ekahau. So Ekahau is a product and software that we use a lot internally here to do wireless surveying of facilities and outside too. But this concept we get a lot is, hey, we want to invest in our wireless. We want to invest in a better Wi-Fi solution. Where should we put the access points? Right. That's a lot of kind of what we'll get sometimes. So Ekahau is a software that does predictive surveying, right? So Ron and some of our other engineers will input floor plans and wall types and dimensions and spaces, and also some variables of what kind of coverage do they want,
right?
What kind of applications are they using, right?
Yeah, construction material.
Right, all those, and then the software does its thing, and then it will say, hey, put these access points in these places. Well, sometimes I know those places will be not very convenient, so you kind of have to move them around a little bit into a hallway or into a more accessible place, and then come up with a design. And then we will also go out and do active surveys, right?
That's
so the ability to go out and walk around. So if a customer says, hey, where are our dead spots, or how do we have, are there problems? I always remember the one when we got the email that you had to run down to North Carolina real quick, and they were trying to do this big training, and they realized that the training room was right next to the cafeteria, where every time it break there'd be 7 or 8 microwaves going and kill the wireless.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So that one always sticks out in my mind, and it was Ekahau was one of the tools that helped us to solve that. But there's been some good innovations with Ekahau over the last 2-3 years that we kind of wanted to just talk about, 2 of those. So you got a little toy here, right? So what is that? So I often call it the George Foreman grill looking thing, right?
Right. Yeah.
Highly technical term, right?
Yeah.
So for those who remember the George Foreman grill, it had kind of the rib siding on it and stuff. So, but go ahead and tell us what that is.
You can't fry bacon on it, and it doesn't get that hot.
Right.
But what this is a spectrum. This has 2 spectrum analyzers in it. So if you think about that, why is that good? One for the 2.4 gigahertz frequency, one for the 5 gigahertz frequency. It also has multiple Wi-Fi adapters in this. So again, you got one Wi-Fi adapter scanning the 2.4, you got others scanning 5 gigahertz, which has a lot more channels. So you cover a lot more frequencies and in a lot less time. So that's what makes it so good. Not to mention, instead of walking around with a bunch of antennas and spectrum analyzers on your laptop while you're surveying, everything is conveniently all right here.
Right, and so I can remember when we first got into this, and you came to me and said, hey Ryan, we need to buy all these antennas and things to do these surveys. Well, I said, cool. And I can remember the first time I saw you, I looked like you were getting ready to land the spacecraft or something. There's like all these antennas on this thing, and I remember you telling me like your back was a little bit sore from carrying that around all the time. So
yeah, and not to mention customers, as you're walking around doing your survey, customers look at you all weird. And
right, exactly. So this, you just have a strap, and it just carries, and then it attaches to a tablet or just a smaller footprint.
A lighter laptop. And I mean, what's also great about this thing too is that most of the processing that you're doing is all done right here. So this saves your laptop a lot of battery, a lot of time.
Yep.
And of course, this thing has a big battery. This thing, fully charged, you can survey all day long with it.
Right. Yep. So that's really helped us with our surveys, I know.
Right. Because a lot of times I would have to, after say 2-3 hours of surveying, because you got so many adapters, spectrum analyzers using up battery power, I would have to stop and charge.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to do that. I could go all day surveying with this guy right here.
Right. And then a lot of the survey, we just did some survey work for a customer that really wanted it to be, much more dialed in, right? So a lot of that, the parameters of the survey requirements will determine like how much walking you have to do and how tight of spaces you have to go. So tell everybody about the AcCal Cloud. That's a newer thing we've done as well.
Right. Yeah, very newer product, great product. So now it's not just me doing surveys. We could do larger surveying projects and bring another engineer on board. And now that it's all based in the cloud, all our data, as we're simultaneously doing our survey, it's all going into the cloud. So, I mean, not only is it in the cloud where it's safer, where it's no longer a file that you have on your laptop if your laptop crashes or what have you. It's in the cloud with multiple engineers. I mean, you can have 2, 3, you can have 10 engineers all at the same time. It's all the data is going up in the cloud. And what's also interesting is the last customer that we did, we were able to give them access, and they were able to sit there miles away and look at our progress as we're surveying.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And so, some of our customers are, some of them want us to just give them a good report or a good recommendation, but other ones are, typically the larger ones are a little bit more dialed in on the details, and so allows them to view those details, actively as we're going through it, or even after the fact, in a collaborative kind of a space that we can see. So that's been pretty cool too as well. I mean, not unlike a lot of the other cloud things that go on in the world. I mean, it's data that's living out in a secure data center. That you can have multiple people touching. It just kind of worked its way into this. So I thought it'd be good just to kind of share with everybody. You've been doing this now for coming up on 10 years, and there's just been a lot of different kind of iterations of this, and I think it's now in a pretty good spot. And I'm sure it'll change, right? It's the nature of our business, but. So anyways, well, thanks for everything, Ron. Always good, man, to talk to you, and thanks everybody for watching, especially till the end, especially my mom. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.